Okay, letting some more people in. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a really exciting session. We've got loads of people in the session today. And just before we sort of started recording, we were just saying, where's everybody from? Because it always amazes me that we've got so many people from all over literally all over the world, actually. And we've even got one person joining us today who's on holiday in Cyprus, Janet. So, you know, dedication. This is so fabulous. So what are we doing today? We're actually talking about templates. And that may not look terribly impressive, but I've got a whole wodge of wonderful templates. And the reason I've printed them out is because I do want to be able to look at them sort of in hard copy while I actually talk you through them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my video and pin that for every spotlight for everybody. And yeah, there you go. That's it. You can see me now. There we are. So can I just get a thumbs up? JC, could you possibly just give me, because I can see you, I can see your video. Could you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen large? Yeah, great. Okay, that's how I need it to be, because obviously, you know, I've got to be able to show you bits and pieces, and I will be sharing the screen as well. So what's the concept behind what we're doing today? Well, for many, many, many years, we've wanted to bring all sorts of different membership benefits to you. That's the whole rationale of the Complementary Medical Association. As you know, we're a non-profit organization, and the whole point of the CMA is to support the profession and the people who work in the profession. And when we're doing that, what it also means, of course, is that we can help us to work most effectively, not just with our patients, but also, of course, with doctors, other health staff from other disciplines, and so on and so forth. And the CMA is all about promoting the professional, ethical face of complementary medicine. So one of the things that we're really, really keen to do is to consistently add new CMA membership benefits. And the reason we do that is because, let's face it, you know, yes, we are non-profit, so it doesn't mean to say that we don't need to bring any money into the organization. Of course we do. So your membership fees, you support our work. And as you know, we've done incredible things like getting the law changed last year so that complementary medical practitioners, CMA members, were allowed to return to work during lockdown and were recognized as providing essential services. Wow, I mean, an amazing feather in our caps, but also, of course, in yours, because, you know, the government was able to look at the standards of what you are offering. You know, we were telling them, of course, and saying that these are the people we work with, and they were able to go, okay, wow, yeah, we get it, we finally get it, we're not going to lump you in with massage parlors anymore, because that's what they did at the beginning of lockdown, if you remember, much to our absolute horror, and I'm sure to yours as well, because they just didn't understand the level of what we offer in this profession. So just going to let somebody else in. What's happened is that, you know, you pay your dues to us, for which we are very, very grateful. And so it enables us to fight the good fight, but also to create strategies and equipment and tools and all sorts of bits and pieces that will enable you to sort of just make your lives easier. That's what we're trying to do, make your lives easy. We're trying to support you in any way we can. So one of the things I've long wanted to do, and just never really had the time to get down to doing, was to create business templates for our members. So business templates are things like privacy. I've got here privacy statements, I've got invoices, I've got various other bits and pieces, business card layouts, receipt documents, even things like social media ideas, you know, for when you're sitting there thinking, you know, I really should be posting on social media, but what the heck am I going to say today? So I'm going to walk you through all of these, because the way we've done this, it's really important so that you know how we've structured this. And what's going to happen is that we've made these documents in Word format. And next week, early next week, we're going to send you an email with your secret access code. but don't tell anybody because it's yours and yours only. And the point is that this secret access code will take you to a secret location on the CMA website that will enable you to actually just literally pick and choose what you want to download. And we've got 10 for you today, 10 templates today. And Rowan and his team are working really hard. Rowan, how many more templates have you actually got on your list? Can you remind me?
So I believe we've done 10 of 22.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got another 12 in the wings. Excellent. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Rowan. That's brilliant. So this is obviously just, the tip of the iceberg. So what I think I might start doing is I think I might just go ahead and share my screen, if I may, and then I'll be able to show you exactly what we've done and why we've structured it in this particular way. So what I'm going to do here is share this screen. Can JC, you're my glamorous assistant today. Could you give me a thumbs up? Can you see a Word doc? Excellent. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. So what we've done, everybody, is we've created these Word documents. Some are 2 pages, some are 1 page, depending on the type of content. And the idea is we've not created PDFs because, of course, you can't edit a PDF. But because it's a Word document, we've given them to you. We've put, for example, let me just see if I can zoom to make it a little bit smaller. Just bear with me one sec. Just want to give you an idea before we get into, right, that's probably actually too small. So you're not really getting the full benefit of that. Let me come back out again, probably about 75%. Yeah, okay, this will give you a vague idea. Let's open up another one as well. So you'll see again, let me again move to about 75%, just to give you a vague overview at the moment. So what you'll see we've done with these documents is that we've put behind the document a watermark. And what these watermarks do is that they are these flower x-rays. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you're aware that at the CMA, we have a new website that's being developed at the moment, and the new branding of the CMA is very clean and very, very clear. And I'm just going to enlarge that one just a tad as well, because I think it'll illustrate what I'm trying to talk about a little bit, yes, a little bit better. So you can see behind the actual words and so on the page, you've got a beautiful, when you see these in real life, they are absolutely stunning. They are flower x-rays, and we're sort of maintaining that motif throughout the new CMA website. Now, you can actually see that they are very, very faint watermarks, but they're absolutely stunning when you see them in person. So when you come to look at them and print them off, you'll see just how much of a design feature they actually are. The reason that we've chosen these particular flowers is because these x-rays of these flowers is because they are medicinal flowers. So, this is one of the, it's method in our madness, if you like. But what we're doing here is we've put these watermarks behind just to illustrate that you can use these if you want to, and we hope that you think they're really beautiful, because we think they are. But it just is there as almost a sort of placeholder to remind you that if you wanted to put your own watermark, you can easily do that. Let's just start by deconstructing this first page, for example. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to let me just go view and zoom in. I'm going to go to 125%. It's a little easier for you to see. Okay, and I'm just wondering if I can actually take this out a little further. Yeah, very slightly. Okay, so what we've done here is everything is editable, everything is movable. We've created these just to sort of give you thinking points. So if, let's say, you wanted to change that background, let's say you're not so sure about it, you'll click on, in Word, you'll click on Insert, you'll click on Watermark, and then up will come the dialog box, and then you can select a picture, or you could put text in. If you put text in, it will just allow you to type in the text that you want to place, and then you can change the size of the text and so on. So if it was something like private and confidential, that might be a watermark, for example, that you wanted to use behind your text. It goes in very, very faintly, as you can imagine, of course, a watermark does, but it's very, very adaptable. Okay, so that is it. Now, if you click out, and you've got washout there, and washout, this is the actual flower X-ray that we're using. As you can see, it's behind the text. But if you, so we felt that was too dark to actually act as a watermark. It takes over and it just doesn't really work. If you are changing things around, click on washout, and it will actually then knock back all that saturated color. Okay, so I'm hoping that that's actually sort of a good illustration of how all of that works. Can I just ask, is there anybody in the group who doesn't have, leave it in the chat for me if you don't have Word, because if you haven't, we'll have to think of another solution for you, or you may be able to translate these and import them into, perhaps if you're using Pages. There may be some changes of formatting, but you should be able to still work with it. Now, the next element that is highly editable is the logo. Now, we've dropped this placeholder logo there. You can move it around. It doesn't have to be there, top right-hand side. You can put it in the middle. Usually on our own letterhead, we always put our logo right at the very, very top. The reason is, and it's interesting, and I always leave a little space at the top as well. And the reason for that is, it's very woo, but I know I'm among friends, so you'll appreciate it. It was explained to me by a feng shui or feng shui expert, depending on where you're from in China and what your accent is, and whether you're speaking Mandarin or Cantonese. Feng shui in Cantonese, feng shui in Mandarin. Silly things you pick up along the way, isn't it? I was always told that you ought to put your logo front and center, right in the middle, but always allow a little bit of space at the top, because what that does is it allows your brand to continue to develop. It's got air to breathe and to continue to ascend. Whereas if you put it right at the very, very top of the page, two things happen. Feng shui wise, energetically, it hasn't got anywhere to go. The other problem is when you come to print it out, you'll chop the top of your logo off. So it's very practical as well. So there's that. And then, so, you could pop it over here for all, it doesn't matter. This is yours. These are our gifts to you. Put them wherever you want to. You would simply delete that logo and you would put your logo in. Or you could, for example, I believe that you can actually just exchange, the picture. You can click on right click or control click, change picture, and you could go from, put your logo in from a file, an online source, from icons, or wherever. So, it's all very, very easy to actually do. I'm just going to check on chat. Okay, lovely. All right, just checking. Oh, Janet's not getting, okay, Janet, that's great. So Janet's not actually able to join us because she just can't get a good enough connection. Janet, we'll see you on the replay. JC, thank you. I'm glad that, hey, everybody, I'm so thrilled. Thank you. That's absolutely marvelous. Really, really lovely. Thank you so much. Because do you know what? We've worked so hard, and Rowan was burning the midnight oil, actually putting these together for you. So yeah, it's been quite tricky. It hasn't been straightforward. These things look easy. It's like ballet, isn't it? When you watch ballet, you think, oh wow, look at that person floating across the stage like a swan or a fairy or a sylph or whatever it is they're being, and you don't see the sort of the 8-pack underneath the tutu, and the sort of the muscles of steel that ballerina has. It all looks simple, but my goodness, it's tricky when you get down to doing these things. Anyway, let's talk about this first one, as we happen to have this up. Obviously, you would put your company name in there. You'll put your services or whatever, my treatments, my offering, whatever it is. This is for you to edit in whatever way you see fit. And then you've got, obviously we put in prices in dollars, pounds, euros, whatever it is, again there, change that to be whatever. So we felt this would be quite interesting if you're offering several different treatments that you would just like to create a price list with. Again, totally, you know, you can take, this is a table, so you can take out some of the fields. You can edit tables. You can put in more columns if you would need to, and so on. So it's just useful. To book, please contact us. Obviously, your telephone number, your details. If you want to put your socials in at the bottom, then by all means do that. And then here, this is a footer. And if you bear with me 1 second, this will open up. Right, okay, so I've opened up the footer there. Now, the reason that we've got the CMA, take that out there, sorry. We don't need that to go there. The reason we've got the CMA logo and a proud member of the Complementary Medical Association in the footer there is because that's sitting there. You can edit it if you double click on it and go into the footer if you wanted to change anything around. But the reason that we've got it there is because we know that, sorry, let me just come out of the footer. Okay. We know that, you know, it is important for our members to be able to demonstrate their connection to the CMA, because obviously the CMA is very deeply respected all over the world. And so we know that it's a useful, having the CMA logo is valuable. It's very, very valuable. In fact, it's incredibly frustrating for us because our logo is our registered trademark, therefore it's protected in law. And recently, people have been contacting us saying, are you aware that this particular company is using your logo, but they don't seem to be registered on the CMA website? And we're finding that people are starting to use the logo. So of course, we've got our lawyers on it because it is it's absolutely indefensible. If they don't, you know, we're sending them cease and desist letters first, but if they don't, then we will take further action because, you know, it's our legal property. And, you know, we can't have anybody running around willy-nilly using the CMA logo and claiming membership if they're not genuine members, because, you know, this is a valuable thing. So that's really what I just wanted to, you know, just explain. So that's why we've put it on there. You can take it off if you want to. You know, you don't have to keep it. So anyway, that's the first template. Let's go through the next one. Again, your logo, you can take it or you know, save, you know, keep it if you want to, don't keep it if you don't want to. If you don't like this particular flower, you can swap this one out for another one. For example, what you might want to do is, let's move this one over here and put this one back over here. Let's say you prefer this flower design. So what you would do is just, you know, save this document to your files, remove all this copy, go back to this document, pick up all of this copy to actually pick everything up rather than having to highlight it. Just go Control or Command A, which highlights everything, Command or Control C, depending if you're on a PC or a Mac. In my case, it's Command C to copy everything, and then you take it over to the other document and then Command V or Control V to paste. So it's all very, 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 very quick and easy. So I've made it as straightforward and easy as possible for you. But let's go back to this particular document here, right, which is now hiding under, there we go, it's hiding under that top bar. Okay, 1 second. Let me just bring that one. Oh, no. There we go, grabbed it, finally grabbed it. Okay, so this one is your patient information questionnaire. Now, obviously, we're all different types of practitioner here. So somebody who's practicing aromatherapy is going to be somebody who's different to somebody who's practicing acupuncture or any of the psychotherapies or massage or whatever. So do understand that you've got to, of course, use this as a template and put your own bits and pieces in. So you'd change your logo, you put your logo in, change the background if you want to, that watermark. Let me see if I can just find that one for you. Bear with me 1 sec. So many lovely bits and pieces of paper. Terms and conditions, social media, receipt. Okay, services. There we go. Okay, so patient information questionnaire. So that's that one. That's what that one looks like. So what we've got here, company name, obviously put your company there, patient information, questionnaire, client information, however you phrase it, and however, you've got to just work in the way that suits you. Obviously name, date of birth, all the usual suspects, address, postcode, mobile number, etc., etc. Doctor's name, doctor's surgery address, contact number, and so on. Then obviously a brief list here. Now don't forget that you can keep adding to this list. So if there are other things that you want to add, you can just keep adding, and just extend. You can add, just keep adding pages if you need to. It depends entirely on your own setup. Okay, so let's just take that off. Now, by the way, also something else, if you make changes to the document and then you go, oh, that's completely wrong. I don't know how many of you know about either Control Z or Command Z. It undoes, if you make a terrible mistake and lose all your work, if you go Command Z, it just brings, it undoes what you just did. It undoes your mistakes. It's got me out of so many awful problems. I once even lost my book. I kid you not, I actually lost my book. I deleted my entire book and I went, ugh! Oh my God. Anyway, Control Z, bang, it all came back again. And I have to say, I was the happiest bunny on the face of the planet. So anyway, so as I say, this is one that we made for you. Then we've got the next page down has further information. So are you currently receiving any medical treatment? Are you pregnant or breastfeeding? Do you suffer from cold sores, any allergies to bee stings or anything else? I think that Rowan's put that in because Rowan's mum has a really successful skincare clinic. So he's looked at quite a lot of their work as well. And, so you may see some things that are more akin to perhaps maybe the things a skin clinic might use. But there may be things like, for example, as a homeopath, I might want things in there like maternal grandparents' health and well-being, paternal grandparents' health and well-being, even great grandparents. We homeopaths are very, we go back generations and generations to check on health conditions because it all helps us with our case analysis. So you see where we're going with all of this, and of course, obviously, bits and pieces at the end: patient signature, doctor practitioner signature, or that's your signature. So sign and date it, and so on. So that's another really, really useful one for you. So let's have a little look and see what the next, invoices, right. Let me just blow this up a little bit more, 125%. So that should give us enough to be able to see reasonably well here. Okay, so invoice, again, your logo up the top there, another really beautiful flower picture to give you, just another sort of beautiful kind of background if you like them, obviously. Invoice, your company name, your address, blah, blah, blah. So sorry, company name. So this is to the person. So this is, right, don't forget, on this side, this is the person's details. This is the person you're writing to, isn't it? It's not our details, not your details. Obviously, your details are down here. You can always put your details at the bottom here or wherever you want to put your address, or just feel to amend, feel free to amend this in any way you choose. Again, just use it as you will. So you are going to have to play with them a little bit, but again, very, very straightforward. Put your logo in, move it around, just make any changes that you wish. Right, okay, so let's just take that one there, and let me draw that down just a little so I can actually shrink that one down. Okay, so let's take this one here. If you zoom in and take them up to, let's say, take it up to 150%. Right, okay. This one is a privacy statement. Now, we haven't put any copy in here, but do feel free to have a look at things like the CMA Code of Ethics. Maybe have a little look at our things like our statements that we've got at the very bottom of the CMA website, because we've got things like, obviously, the Code of Ethics. We've got things like, trying to think, don't know if we've got a privacy statement. I'm not sure if we have. but we have got things like disclaimers. So feel free to cannibalize any of that might be useful for you. And obviously, you can also look at other sources as well and rewrite. I would say don't plagiarize, but rewrite to suit your own needs and requirements. So for example, you might want to look at privacy statements that perhaps on things like the General Medical Council, the GMC website, and things like that, because that will be a very good framework for you to be able to pick and choose from for things like privacy. So those are the sorts of things that you can do. Now, again, we haven't written this for you because we know that your privacy statements are going to be different from the next practitioner and so on and so forth. So again, please feel free to work with those as you see fit. Again, this is all completely, whoops, I've gone over to Zoom there. Right, okay, feedback forms. Yep, patient feedback forms, that's what that one looks like. Again, beautiful, lovely picture. Flower X-ray, which one's that? Oh, that's a poppy, highly medicinal. Right, okay, Papaver. Right, so again, your company name here, patient feedback form, always very important. Now, don't forget with this form that you could also turn this into a testimonial form, although I think that Rowan and his team actually have that sort of waiting in the wings as well. But it's always important to monitor patient feedback. So again, it's also useful for permissions, marketing permissions, if you need to get those, which generally speaking you would be able to. Any other comments, please do let us know below. I mean, this is somewhere where you could actually maybe encourage somebody to, if you've got a patient or a client who's really, really happy with what you've been doing with them, you could actually say, well, I'm so glad that you're really delighted with the work that we've been doing together. Could you consider writing a testimonial? You could always put it on this form. And you see, if you do that when you've got the person with you, then, as you know from my previous videos on gathering testimonials, you are much, much more likely to get a positive response. So, that is really something that you can use very much to your advantage. Right, okay, I'm just going to check in with you guys and check the chat box. Oh, lovely. Okay, oh, yes, thank you. That is great. Oh, fabulous. Lovely comments. Thank you very, very much, everybody. That's really, really kind of you. Okay, lovely. Let's move on to the next one because I don't want to keep you all day. Let's see what else we've got. Letterhead. Oh, yeah. Okay, so again, more pretty. Oh, these are tulips. Now we use, of course, these in homeopathy. So again, still sticking with the medicinal theme. So let's just have a little look for my lovely tulip page. Just bear with me 1 second. I've got them all down here. La, la. Yay. There we go. Of course, it's always the last one, isn't it? Last one in the pile. So there we are. Again, that is a single side, but of course, if you decide that you want to write reams and reams and reams to the person, you can just keep writing, and everything goes down to the next page, down to the next page, down to the next page, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's not rocket science. I think you get exactly what we're doing and where we're going with all of this by now. Right, let me move. That's my patient questionnaire. We've talked about that one. Oh yeah, invoicing. Yes, I think we spoke about receipts, didn't we? But I want to see if I can find the invoice. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, there we are. Lovely. All right. I might make that a little larger for you. Okay, take it up to 150%, so it's a little bit more legible. Okay, again, invoice. I mean, you might not want to call it an invoice. You might want to call it a bill. You might want to call it something else entirely. So again, this is all completely editable, so that's fine. Invoice to the person. If people are often confused and think, so how do I create an invoice number? We have a really logical way of doing it here at the Complementary Medical Association. Our invoices are always CMA / and then the initial or initials of the company or the person you're invoicing. And then we just simply do the date. So for example, 1/5, if it's today's date, 1/5/10/21. So 151021. And then we go depending on how many invoices we've issued on that day, 0001. And then if we then would come to the next invoice, we're issuing 0002. And so do you know something? It's really great because you don't get any duplicated invoice numbers. You don't get any crossover. It just makes your life ever so easy. So I hope that's a useful little tip. Another thing is also, if you have people paying you by backs, always, here's a word to the wise. I'm sure you probably do this, but you know, bank transfers, or even if you have people paying you by PayPal. The problem with PayPal payments is very often they'll come in just with an email address, and you don't always, and of course, you know, people's email addresses don't always necessarily refer to their actual names that you know them as. So always make sure that if you say, can I send you a PayPal invoice, make sure that you make a note of the person's email address alongside their name. Otherwise you'll be fishing around, and this is the stuff that uses up valuable hours. We don't have all that time to be mucking around trying to match up who the payment is from. And with backs payments, people's bank details are often completely different to their actual real world name, or even their company name. You know, sometimes you just have bank details coming in with numbers. I mean, how the heck are you supposed to be able to reconcile that to your client or whomever it is that's paying you money? So always make sure, if you're asking somebody for a backs payment, make sure that you check exactly what the company, what the account reference is, or the actual payment reference is, because otherwise, again, you'll be faffing around for such a long time just trying to marry all this stuff up. And believe you me, it's so much better if you don't do it that way. Even better if you've got an accounting software. I mean, you know, it makes life a lot easier, but not all of us do in this field. So again, the invoice is completely malleable, completely changeable. Do with it as you please. Again, change the background, you can change the fonts, you can change your logo, anything that you want to change. As I say, these are our gifts to you as simple templates for you to play around with, but at least we've done the sort of the hard work. I think you'd agree. So that's, you know, I think that's really useful and really helpful. Right, okay, so that's invoice. Privacy statement we've done. Just going to get these two out of the way because those are the cards. Terms and conditions we've done. Oh yeah, okay, social media ideas. This is not really, oh, Letterhead. Oh yeah, no, we spoke about Letterhead, sorry, we've just done that one. Right, okay. Invoice, let me get that down smaller. Okay, feedback form we've done, privacy statement we've done, health questionnaire we've done, services overview we've done, this, right, yeah, coming to that, terms and conditions we've done. Ah, that's the one I wanted. Right, okay, so this isn't really necessarily what you would call a template. Let's move this over here and center it a little bit better. Right, okay, so that's what this one looks like. This is not something that you would be sending out to your clients. This is for you, for, as I said to you earlier, right at the very top of this video. If you are wanting to do social media content, it can be an absolute pain to think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. What am I going to post today? It's such a nightmare. So what Rowan has very kindly done, he and his team have had a great big brainstorm, and they've thought about some of the things that they know that their clients have posted on with great success. And, you know, so a lot of these will be things that you will need to look at and think, okay, so how does this apply to me? So these are just thinking points. You know, have you got an anniversary coming up? For example, next February will be the CMA's 29th anniversary. How did that happen? I have no idea. If you said to me 29 years ago that the CMA would be this huge organization and, you know, we'll be just going from strength to strength to strength 29 years later, I'd have just been sitting there thinking, wow, you know, because I was doing, you know, I set the CMA out before the advent of the internet. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Look at where we are now. It's absolutely extraordinary. So we're now a global force to be reckoned with. Wow. What about announcements? What have you got to announce? Of course, you know, we've got loads of things to announce because we're constantly adding in new CMA membership benefits, maybe another social media account. So if you don't know, actually, that's a point. For those of you who don't know, we now have a CMA Instagram page, which is actually doing really, really well. It's called the Comp Med, because Complementary Medical Association is far too long for an Instagram handle. So we looked at our, we are our email, as you know, and our website is the-cma.org.uk, which is a right mouthful as well. Obviously, the CMA was taken by the Country Music Association. That's the bane of my life. So we are on Instagram, we are the Comp Med. So go and look for us there. Please do follow us, because we've got some fab content. And what we will be doing is we will be doing shout outs. So if you've got a, if you've got a site that you would, or if you've got an Insta page that you would like to us to shout out, you've got to have a good reason. If you've got a story that is, a story that you need telling, then, we can shout out on media for you. We can, of course, also shout out on things like the CMA newsletter, the CMA website. It's got to be newsworthy, though. Please don't just simply send through advertorial, or let's say like a press release that's just promoting you for no particular reason. It's got to be, there's got to be an actual legit story behind it. So please, make sure that is, you are sending through something that we can actually go, yeah, okay, that's a legit news article. We can actually push this out. And don't forget, our reach is massive. The CMA newsletter, the database is around circa 20,000 people. We've got huge social followings and so on. So, it is worth doing. So please bear that in mind. What about things like behind the scenes? People love to see behind the scenes. Just on my own Insta, for example, some of my most popular posts have been little videos that I made about my morning routine. Obviously, this is not the CMA branding one. This is my one, which is more the rewind your body clock stuff that goes hand in hand with the latest book and so on. So I did a few videos about things like my morning routine, things like cold showers, green juices, drinking lemon with cayenne pepper, and all of that sort of stuff that we all do. Those have had massive traction and huge shares. So behind the scenes, what we all get up to when we're not being these practitioners and trainers and running retreats and the things we do. Challenges. What about thinking about running a challenge? A clever idea, a neat idea, an action step. Do this today, guys. Try it out. Let me know how you get on. Ask questions. This is the things, getting people to interact with you. So I thought this was brilliant from Rowan and his colleagues. Honestly, I think this is completely brilliant, because you can just grab this, print it out, keep it on your desk and think, bang, I can do this today, I've got this, and it will just save you so much time and effort. So I love it. I think it's absolutely super, brilliant work from these guys. Right, so that's my social media ideas. I think we've looked at the we looked at the receipt, we've looked at service menu. So I think that the last one we need to look at is this one. Yay. Okay, so when you come to print this out, ignore that being pink, that's just me with my, there we go, that's me with my, there we go, that's that out of the way. Great. You print, you click anywhere else and it highlights things. Okay, so excuse my mouse on there. Let's see if I can put my, no, it's not going to work. Okay, put my mouse somewhere else. Yeah, okay. See if I can, no, it's not even going to do that. All right, so what we've done here is just do that. No, okay. I can come out of that. No, okay. Ah, that's annoying. Tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to come out of there. Can I come out of there? I'm wondering if I can. Rowan, do you know how to unselect or deselect that? If you're still watching. Oh, I know. Header, footer.
If at the top right hand side there's a big red X that says close header and footer.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Smashing. Thank you. I couldn't see it. It was hiding behind the thing there. So what we've got for you. Okay, it's highlighted it again, and it's highlighted this. This is so weird. Right. Okay. Well, it doesn't work out like that. This is how it actually looks in real life. It's like Blue Peter. Here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, now these look kind of large. They are printing out kind of large, but what we wanted you to be able to do is to be able to do your artwork on them. So you don't have to have the flower picture behind. You can actually have, I'll tell you what we're going to do is format shape, okay, right, line, no line, there we go, take that out, there we are, that's that. I inadvertently managed to get a line in there. So, you know, this is the reverse side of the card. Let's pretend this is the reverse side of the card. We've got that beautiful flower picture on there, the flower X-ray, again, another medicinal flower. You can keep that in if you wish. You can replace it with something else completely different. We have put this in, you know, quite prominently, a proud member of the Complementary Medical Association, because again, we know that this is something that adds credibility to any practice, to any training school, any retreat, and so on, which is, you know, why you're associated with the CMA. And then on the back, you know, this is totally editable. So again, you know, you can take this flower out, the X-ray out, you can put your own design in there should you wish to do so. But we've set this up so that I'm just going to go into file, page setup, just to give you an idea of the, yeah, there you go. So this is 127 by 89 millimeters. So what that is it is actually business card size. So if you do your artwork, you could then save these as a PDF, making sure this is the artwork size that you want. You can make it smaller, you can make it larger, whatever you want to do with it. And then you would save it as a PDF and then send it off to your printers. So this is the one that we would say to you, you know, make the adjustments in any way that you choose to do so. Then save it as a PDF, and then you would send it to your printers or Vistaprint or wherever it is, you know, upload it to Vistaprint or whomever you use as your printers, and they'll get your cards done for you. Sometimes they will, of course, have templates themselves that you can add and do various bits and pieces to. But at least this way, you've got the CMA logo and the CMA website, because again, what you can say to people is, you know, check me out, check my profile out on the Complementary Medical Association website. And of course, with your details, please make sure you've got ways for people to contact you, such as your phone number, if you're happy for people to phone you, your website, if you have one, your socials, if that's what you want people to check out, your anything else that you want to incorporate. Because remember that, you know, it is important, if somebody feels that they would love to work with you, to be treated by, to study with you, whatever it is that you're offering, they've got to have a way of contacting you. So that's absolutely crucial that you have this all in order. So I don't think I've missed anything out. I think I've gone through all 10. Do we have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing and come back to you all. Okay, any questions at all? I'm just actually looking just to see. Okay, let's have a wee look. Okay, yep. Right, okay. Oh, JC says, I highly recommend QuickBooks as accounting software. You can link it to your bank account. It just makes bookkeeping so easy. Absolutely, QuickBooks is amazing. Absolutely. Thanks for that recommendation, JC. Leslie says, thank you so much, Louise. Hugely appreciated. You're very, very welcome, Leslie. Thank you for the encouraging, the encouragement. And Rowan says, oh yes, Instagram.com, vcompmedical. It's at vcompmedical. And oh, Leslie's already connected. Excellent. Thank you very much. JC has to leave. I know you always do, because you have, you know, various other bits, but it's so nice of you to come along and to be in the group. And thank you for being my glamorous assistant, JC, today. And she's got an influx of clients, which has to be a good thing. So that's lovely. She's once again, fabulous job, Rowan. Great workshop, Jayney. Thank you very much, JC. See you all soon. Do we have any questions? By all means, please feel free to unmute yourselves if you would like to do so. If you've got any questions at all, is there anybody who's not using Word, or anybody who isn't sure about editing anything? You know, do we have any questions, or Is everybody completely happy bunnies and you know exactly what you're doing? Can I get a feel for whether you're going to be able to integrate these? Are they useful? Are you happy for us to go ahead and create more different ones for you? As Rowan said, he's got another 12 templates waiting in the wings. Is there anything that we haven't covered, anything that you need us to cover, anything else that would be useful for you to know about? Let me, oh, Leslie's a happy bunny, excellent, great. Oh, that's super, so you're going to use them, that's great. Oh, great, thank you, Bianca. Bianca says they're very useful, yes, please. Great stuff. Is there any questions? Is there any, I always worry in case I'm sort of, you know, galloping ahead and maybe missing questions along the way. But if I've explained everything well enough, that's brilliant. There's a little feather in my cap. But yeah, that's fabulous. Okay, well, if there's nothing else that I can answer, then I will love you and leave you. I will say thank you so much for being here, and thank you for joining me, because you know, Friday afternoons, it's not the easiest time in the world. It's the best of you know, what we can do, because you know, we'll never please all the people all the time, and that's why we always, you know, make sure that we're recording things. But have a beautiful you know, weekend, and I will speak to you soon. I'll see you next week. There's a session next week, nothing the week after, because I'm going back to the hospital to get the surgeon to look at my hand again, having bodged it completely, and that's a story for another day. But fling me some healing vibes my way, because this is not a great situation at all, and you know, it's really has been a comedy of one thing after another, a comedy of errors. So thank you so much, everybody, and look out for CMA newsletter on Wednesday, because I've got more announcements for you, and I shall see you next week, same time, same place. Lots of love. Hugs to you all. Bye-bye. Bye.